You ever wake up one day and realize the country you love ain't the same one you thought you were fighting for, man? That's where we are right now. And because, man, I voted for America first, okay? Not Argentina first, not China first, and definitely not swamp creature first, okay? Let's first talk about the Argentina mess, okay? President Trump told reporters he's sending $40 billion to Argentina and plans to buy beef from them to bring prices down, okay? Let's hear it from the man himself. I talked about this the other day, but he got questioned about it. Let's hear it.
Feel that the deal is benefiting Argentina more than it is them, as they are a top
Argentina's fighting for its life. Young lady, you don't know anything about it. They're fighting for their life. Nothing's benefiting Argentina. They're
I find the audience attacking the news reporter when what she's asking about, that farmers are saying this. Young lady, you don't know anything about this. And I don't care if Argentina is fighting for their life at all. I really don't. There are Americans here fighting for their lives.
fighting for their life. You understand what that means? They have no money, they have no anything. They're fighting so hard to survive. If I can help them survive in a free world, I happen to like the president of Argentina. I think he's trying to do the best he can, but don't make it sound like they're doing great. They are dying. All right? They're dying.
What do you mean by a beef deal, sir?
We would buy some beef from Argentina. If we do that, that will bring our beef prices down. Because our groceries are down, our energy prices are down. I think we're going to have $2 gasoline pretty soon. We're getting close. And everything's down. The one thing that's kept up is beef. And if we buy some beef, now I'm not talking about that much from Argentina, it would help Argentina, which we consider a very good country, a very good ally.
So not only are we going to give money, we're going to outsource our beef production. Guess what that really means? That's going to cripple American farmers. You flood the market with cheap foreign meat. It's the same as flooding it with cheap foreign labor. And the price drops. The small ranchers lose their shirts, right? And people don't understand it or don't believe it, but that is the case. And this is the same administration, guys, that is deporting thousands of the farmhands who actually do the labor. Okay? They're about to import South American beef instead of helping our own farmers. That's not America first. That is globalism 2.0 wearing a red hat. Check it out. I want to play some farmers. This guy's being very sarcastic, but
American farmers are struggling. I'm happy that our president sent Argentina $40 billion. I'm willing to go broke. Ha! Couldn't be prouder. What a time to be alive.
MAGA, baby. Here's another guy. Check him out.
Mr. Trump, I'm your supporter. But I got to ask you this question because everybody's asking it. What the fuck are you doing giving $40 billion to your buddy in Argentina? And you haven't even given the Americans any money yet. I got stimulus checks from Obama and some from Clinton and some from Biden. And I got 2 of them from Bush 43. I ain't got nothing from you, and you're giving $40 billion to Argentina?
Yeah, right? So people are upset. But again, we're going to talk about the agricultural part because a lot of people are confused. A lot of people are really confused about economics as a whole. They buy into the cult movement. They'll go along with whatever's said, okay? But this is globalism. That's what this is, okay? Now, while regular Americans can't barely afford groceries, and I've had a lot of cultists say that in the comments of my last video discussing this or my short saying, no, groceries are down here. They're not. They're not. It's statistically, it's not, okay? Despite what he said on the plane, man, groceries ain't down. They're almost up 20%. We're still cutting billion-dollar checks overseas. Ukraine, Israel, now Argentina. Now I voted for, I went and waited in line to vote because I was told the Ukraine funding was stopped day one. We're 9 months in. We're talking about sending them Tomahawks now. We've sent so much money to Israel. It is unfreaking believable. It's unbelievable. It's the same playbook that we saw the past presidents, Democrat or Republican, it doesn't matter. We send money out and get nothing back. And some people I saw earlier today were clapping for the cheap meat. You're going to put farmers out of business. We don't have many farmers as it is anymore, because despite what people think, agriculture is not a huge, you don't get rich, okay? The problem is meanwhile this is happening, Donald Trump gave big corporations tax breaks, big pharma, big tech, okay, and the military industrial complex. 13%, okay? And the people who believed in Trump 2016 message, like I did, are left asking, where the hell did drain the swamp go? Where did that go? Because nothing screams draining the swamp like holding your first in-person fundraiser for Lindsey, snake, lizard, whatever you want to call him, Graham. Literally, Donald Trump's first in-person fundraiser for the 2026 cycle will be for Lindsey Graham. And if you don't believe me, here's Donald Trump telling Lindsey Graham's speech on the phone, stating that he's supporting him. He's got his endorsement.
Thank Lindsey Graham and Tim Scott and your congressional people that are mostly in the room tonight. I'd say almost all of them, on the unbelievable job we did. I add the word great on the great, big, beautiful
bill.
Lindsey, thank you so much. You've been my friend.
Thank you.
I know you're in a big race, and I don't think it's going to be a contest, but I have a feeling you're going to do very well. You have for a long time.
Thank you very much.
And Lindsey Graham, just so you know, full endorsement, Trump's full endorsement. He's a great guy. Every time I needed him,
Hear it from himself that he's getting fully endorsed by Donald Trump. That's what he said.
I needed him, he was there for me, so I just won't forget it.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Trump to attend Graham fundraiser, first midterm campaign appearance. Listen, Lindsey Graham is the man who never met a war he didn't like. Mr. Permanent DC establishment himself. No one here in South Carolina likes Lindsey Graham at all. The problem lies is that Lindsey Graham has so much money and backing like Donald Trump that he can't be primaried out. So then it's either you vote for Lindsey Graham or a Democrat, a progressive. Usually they'll put in some crazy progressive, and I almost believe that's by design. It's probably funded by the same people that fund Lindsey Graham. Some Democrat comes out here saying crazy things. So then for certain, Lindsey Graham. The Democrats want Lindsey Graham to win as well. Okay? Trust me, Lindsey Graham is the Democrats' best friend. There's a clip you can look on YouTube. Lindsey Graham literally says that his best friend is Hillary Clinton. In Trump's first midterm appearance, not for a working class candidate, not for a patriot on the edge, but for the swamp creature from South Carolina. I don't care how you spin it. That ain't America first, and that damn sure ain't draining the swamp. So I'm sorry if I'm a little pissed, and I'm not believing in any 4D chess bullshit anymore. I'm just not. Lindsey Graham is a cancer to the system. Right before his election, he'll get on various news outlets, speak a lot of America First stuff, but then he goes right back for the next 6 years, because this is a 6-year term, voting with Democrats. Okay? It's crazy. And not to mention the big Qatari deal we talked about the other day. I'll talk about that in a second. Let's talk about first, just when you think the hits stop coming. I spoke about this the other day, and people said, "Oh, it's not. He's reversed course." He is not. He's doubled down Trump defends U-turn on Chinese student visas after backlash. So initially he was anti it, but then he did a U-turn and is for it. Trump has defended his decision to issue 600,000 Chinese student visas despite a backlash from some supporters. He said it would be insulting to ban them and said his move would benefit smaller universities. Okay. He's reversing the hard line his administration has taken for months as the trade talks with China continue. So, of course, 600,000 on visas, 600,000 Chinese. Says it's insulting to ban them and that smaller universities need the money. But we all know what happens next. Chinese nationals take the STEM programs, the AI labs, the Intel pipelines, all the taxpayer-funded scholarships, and walks it straight back to Beijing. You don't call that espionage training. You call that foreign policy malpractice. This is not the hardline Trump for 2016 who stood up against the CCP. This feels more like a Trojan horse program with our flag painted on the side of it, or maybe a MAGA hat. And if it couldn't get worse, then now Trump is promoting the Biden era plan to cancel student debt for millions of borrowers. So now what Joe Biden campaigned on, Trump agrees. White House agrees to cancel. Not maybe, he agrees to cancel student debt for. That is a Democrat movement. Canceling student debt is a Democrat movement. That is not a conservative value program at all. And he's doing it. All I've seen is Democrat moves. Okay. And while the country's teetering on the edge of the shutdown, the Department of Homeland Security just bought 2 new Gulfstream jets worth $170 million for Secretary Christine Ohm and other officials to ride around in. Not the officers. Not the officers. And just so you know, I'm a watch guy, and if you ever see her watch that she wears a $45,000 Rolex gold Daytona chronograph. Okay. She wears that out in the field. So whatever her nice watch is probably not that one. Okay. So this is not about safety. That's what they're trying to say it is. They're not putting it into investing into actually getting the Tren de Aragua. I barely hear them get arrested. I barely hear about anti-cartel members getting arrested. Very, very little. I hear about 0 Chinese nationals that I saw them lined up with military haircuts and black backpacks at the border. I saw lots of Middle Eastern guys that would come from terrorist countries. I've not seen any of those guys picked up, but I've seen them going to Home Depot. I've seen them going to Walmart and places like that. But they say this is about safety, these $170 million luxury jets. You know what else keeps you safe? Paying your employees during a shutdown. Instead, the same bureaucrats who told you to stay home during COVID are ordering private jets on your dime. That is not drain the swamp move. That is fill the hangar. Get some stewardess on board. Okay. Now let's get back to Qatar. We find out Qatar, right, is playing banker in the background. The same nation that hosts Hamas leadership, influencing U.S. policy through investments in think tanks. And if you don't believe me, Donald Trump said it himself in 2017.
Fortunately, has historically been a funder of terrorism at a very high level.
Has Qatar asked for anything in exchange for that $400 million luxury jumbo jet? And how can the American people be so sure that they will not in the future?
Today, we're signing a letter of acceptance to build a Qatari Emiri Air Force facility at the Mountain Home Air Base in Idaho.
We also have Trump golf courses going up in Qatar. Okay. Luxury villas, right? Still doing business with them, taking their money, letting their agents influence our military, education systems, and energy markets. And at some point, you'll have to ask, who the hell is America working for anymore? Okay. And then let's not forget the Epstein files. Let's not forget those. Let's I'm going to put up a video. Virginia Giuffre, the girl who was trafficked to Prince Andrew, her ghostwriter, who was writing her memoir, was asked recently about what she thought about Trump.
President Trump at all in your discussions?
Oh, she absolutely did. I was in Australia in October, a month before, weeks before the presidential election. She was a huge Trump fan. Two reasons for that. One, she had met Trump on numerous occasions because she worked at Mar-a-Lago Spa in Florida, which he owns. And her father also worked there and knew Trump pretty well. So she was introduced to Trump. He was kind to her. The second reason she wanted Trump to be president was because he campaigned on releasing the Epstein files. And she was excited about that.
We were all excited about it. We were all excited. But a lot of his donors, big backers, are on that list. Unfortunately, Thomas Massie brought that out, and now Donald Trump has worked ruthlessly to shut Thomas Massie down. The other thing is Thomas Massie is one of the only representatives that doesn't get any money from AIPAC. Zero. Okay. One of the only elected officials that didn't get any money from AIPAC. Look, I'm not a Trump hater, man. I'm not a never Trumper. I voted for the man 5 times. I believed in him, and I defended him for years on this channel, even when I didn't agree with bump stock, warp speed, you name it, many things. But this is not the same man from 2016. And if we're all honest, MAGA ain't the same movement either. MAGA has now become a movement that means stand with Trump no matter what he does. And honestly, I just can't do that. I have integrity. I have beliefs. And I believe that our country has a lot to be fixed within, that we shouldn't be shelling out billions of dollars to foreign countries. I'm also from the South, right? And I worked in the agricultural industry. I understand the impact that these things have on our existence as people. Farming is a dying craft here, if you didn't know. It's dying. Most of it's getting taken over by big farm, okay, big agriculture. Small-time farmers can't exist anymore. They're either bought out or they sell their land for solar farms to Bill Gates. Here where I live at, most of the farmland has turned into solar farms. There's almost very little farming done anymore. And as far as the labor, whether you like the reality of it or not, because I will tell you that most patriots don't like to open up the pocketbook, okay? And trust me, you're not going to have patriots lining up to go work in the fields. They'll say America first all day, but they're not going to do it. What they'll say is, and there's going to somebody already commenting right now, to pay a living wage or good wage, right? Honest wage. But paying unskilled labor, management prices makes costs go up further, increasing your grocery bill. And that's actually what you're seeing. That's why groceries are not going to go down. The only way they will go down, beef may go down through buying cheap beef from Argentina, that will put a lot of people out of business here because it will effectively lower their prices because of supply and demand. Because there will be little demand, the farmers are going to have to sell their beef for cheap. The problem is the tariffs also hurt the farmers as well. Like it or not, lots of their equipment pieces come from foreign countries. So now they're paying higher price for tariffs because if you ever worked in agriculture, shit breaks down all the time. Most of it comes overseas because of metal. It's hard to get American-made metal, okay? So farmers can barely get by. And now having to pay a American to go do the unskilled labor jobs, $30, $40 an hour, what do you think it's going to cost you to buy a can of tomatoes, okay? Farming is not a huge moneymaker. I've seen one bad season make guys unalive themselves. I'm not even kidding you. They lose everything. And they self-delete. I've seen it. I know people that have done it. Right? And that's just the fact of the matter. That's the truth. You want the truth? I'm telling you the truth. America's been broken for a long time. And trying to fix things without truly understanding the logistical impacts is only going to hurt you at the checkout line. So costs will not go down. It's not going to go down anytime in the future. It's only going to rise further. Unless it's foreign meat. That was going to put a lot of farmers out of business. And what does that also do? It's a whole chain reaction. Truck drivers won't need it that much anymore. Right? You're not going to need a lot of these things. It's going to hurt the economy tremendously. Okay? We used to be about true sovereignty and fixing a broken system, not funding foreign governments, not selling out our farmers, the people that actually make America run, not flying around on taxpayer luxury jets while the middle class is dying. America First was never supposed to be blind loyalty to any politician. It was supposed to mean loyalty to America and our Constitution. And right now, that's what we got to get back. Because if we don't hold our own side accountable, we become exactly what we swore we'd never be, another cult in a different color hat. You know, I like to support small businesses when I can. And the thing is, what I know is, just for me running a business, is that Americans don't want to pay for small business prices. It's just a fact of the matter. They'd rather go on Amazon, go buy a pair of Nikes, things like that. So, for example, we released this product today. This is the BSS clandestine field wallet. I'm going to put a video up here. This is made by my good friend over at Golden Age Supply, handcrafted, camouflage leather, unbelievable, all American made. Titanium is extremely hard to get. It comes with titanium picks, made in America as well. Titanium, American-made titanium is almost virtually impossible to get. That's why it's so small, right? Small amount. But anyway, it has slots made for your pick set to go inside. It comes with a pick set, okay? Comes with 4 picks, attention rich. This guy stitches these by hand in America, and they're expensive. But I like to support American small business. I do. I like to preach and do what I can for other small business, because I'm a small business myself. And anytime I can help the American, hardworking American, I try to. So anyway, these are on site today, the clandestine field wallets. He specially custom made these for us at Black Scout. It's a limited run. That camo leather's incredible. And he sourced that here, American made. And it will fit in your back pocket. It's a little bit larger. You can put your passport in there as well, right? But about this much will come out your, kind of like if you put your cell phone in there. But I ran his wallet for years. We used to sell his wallet without the picks. But it's an incredible, very high quality piece there. And you can go get them at Black Scout. They launched today. Anyway, guys, I always like to support American small business. And I wanted to share that with you guys so you can get one. Again, it's limited edition. But anyway, guys, you got to stay awake, stay armed, stay American, and most importantly, stay frosty, strapped, and dangerous. I want to know your thoughts below. Let me know. I know I'll probably upset some of you guys, but the truth is the truth, and that's just what it is. Look, I call balls and strikes, guys. This ain't what I voted for. I want to know if this is what you voted for. Black Scout, out.